Hello. Okay, so something I've been getting for a couple days is that there's somebody who is going through an expansion of consciousness right now that is really, 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 really uncomfortable. You call it a spiritual awakening, would be like a term a lot of people use. But I'm getting that this is not even your first one. Whoever you are, this is something you've been through before. There's things taking place in your life that you might even think this is very similar to things that have happened before. Why are they happening again? You might be thinking things like, I thought I fixed these issues. That's because your consciousness is now expanding. You're revisiting hard parts. 111, when I just looked up, you're visiting hard parts of your journey. You're revisiting them. To see how you handle them, which I would imagine if you have had spiritual awakenings where you are handling these issues better than you used to. And you need to be proud of yourself for that, and you need to take that into account. Number 2, you are about to experience a level up in your life to match this expansion of consciousness. This may feel like depression to you. I just got cold chills up on my shoulders. You might be somebody who doesn't normally struggle with depression, or if you do, it normally feels different than this and you're trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe you didn't take into account that you'd be going through another spiritual awakening. Maybe it hasn't been that long since your last one, or expansion of consciousness. The reason it's so uncomfortable is because it's hard, especially if you're older. It's hard to move past old belief systems, people who no longer resonate with the path you're going on. I'm also getting something about somebody's appliances and car and keep having issues, and you're frustrated and you think maybe you're cursed. You're not. You're learning more self-sufficiency. Your guides want you to learn to be more self-sufficient. If you're already somebody who's handy, you're going to get even more handy. You are definitely being prepared for not only your consciousness to be expanded, but your reality is also going to expand. And you're going to need new skill sets for this new phase of your life. And you're also being tested. Can you hold this position? Whatever this new position in life is. I was getting something the other day about you're being groomed for a specific position. And now I'm hearing something about there is a mass awakening, or whatever you want to call it. I would call it more of an expansion of consciousness. There is a decent amount of people going through this right now. You might be seeing videos of people talking about how everything's changed. People are depressed. Nobody wants to do anything anymore. That's because there are a lot of people going through this right now. And a big reason I'm also hearing is because of all the new access to information that we have with technological advancements, we have more information than ever. We're getting more information than we can process. But there's the reason that so many people are going through this is because there's going to be quite a few people given new positions because things do need to change. And this is on a spiritual level, but it's about to take place on a physical level. So there's going to be a lot of people that are getting new jobs and new careers. They're switching. Some people, you might know people who've already done this, or you might be somebody who's already done this. Like halfway through their life, all of a sudden they go from one thing to another. That's because I just heard gifted people on this earth are being assigned new roles right now. Like, it's very important that it happens right now. Or this upcoming, like, I heard year. Like, that's why, like, now. Close to, it needs, this is something that needs to happen. And I know anyone who's going through this, that you will not feel like this forever. You are going to feel different when this is all said and done. You probably already do. I'm getting there's a lot of people mourning their past selves right now, and they might not even realize it. I've also was getting this before I even started the reading. Please be careful if you're going through this, because it can be very uncomfortable and it can be very tempting to like turn to substances. And this isn't the time to do that. This can be very intense, especially if this isn't your first like expansion of consciousness and you've been through like the dark nights of the soul and whatever and went through this before. That means this is a higher level of consciousness that you're accessing. So while you've been prepared for it, it can still be really uncomfortable. Like, I was being shown some of my friends growing up, like where I'm from, opiates. I'll just say that because I think I can say that online. I know YouTube's weird about using like names of substances and stuff sometimes. But I'll just say opiates are very popular where I grew up. And while some of the people that I knew that got on it were just trying to be cool or like numb pain, there were a couple where they obviously were a lot more conscious of themselves and the others in the world around them than others. And they couldn't like handle it. So I'm being called to, and they turned to like that substance. So I'm being called to say, please be very careful, because we really do need people in new positions in society. Things are rapidly changing. We need good people more now more than ever, I've heard. I'm hearing, sorry, like I'm getting a lot of weird stuff right now. We need good people more than ever, good hardworking people. More than ever. I keep getting cold chills, like going up in from like the pit of my stomach up into my shoulders. What was that I was getting yesterday? I was getting a lot yesterday, but I had a lot going on, so I wasn't going to record. I'm losing it. I lost it again. Let me shuffle these like this. This deck's hard to shuffle. It's got extra cards. Yeah, we need... And again, like... You're not cursed. If things keep going wrong from you, it's very intentional. It's very, very, very intentional. Because you're being encouraged to use your critical thinking. You're being encouraged to find new ways to do things. Innovator. I heard somebody's an innovator. Maybe they don't know an innovator. Maybe they don't know they're an innovator. Like, I'm hearing this as like your personality is innovation. Like, it's an actual trait that you have. You improve things. You invent things. Like, I'm getting engineer. Someone might be an engineer or have just that mindset that an engineer would have. I'm also hearing STEM in general. I'm also hearing that somebody is really into ethics, which is important. We need that nowadays as well, because you need ethics when AI is calling the shots on everything. Because that's what's happening right now. Because let's just say I needed to prepare for something. Let's put it that way. So I asked ChatGPT to help me prepare for it. And literally everything it said happened when I went to the thing. So that right there should tell you AI is running the world right now. Something about the anime Psycho-Pass. So it's reminding me of. We might be moving into a phase like that. We already kind of are. If you haven't seen that, you might want to watch it. Oh, I just got cold chills. I just got cold chills like crazy. All up my spine. Okay. Someone who has neck problems, that might be clearing up right now. You might notice that you're having less pain. It's because you've been under this intense pressure, pushing like your nervous system to its max, and it's been hunching up your spine and your neck. But I am feeling like this is clearing up for you. Maybe you thought this was going to be a permanent problem. And when it starts clearing up for you, that's your sign that this like expansion of consciousness is completing, and these tests that you've been going through are completing. Dang, there must have been a lot of important stuff. I can't believe it's already 13 minutes into this. It never feels like it. When I get the downloads, like at the beginning, it never feels like I'm talking for that long, and I am. It feels like I just talked for 5 minutes. Seven of Clubs. Yeah, there's been something like you might have been fighting against this your consciousness expanding, which is pretty typical of human behavior. Especially the older you get, the more set in your ways you get. I just heard if you're expecting like your older peers are not going to expand with you. It's going to be too much. Everything that's happening is too much for them already. Be kind to them. Be kind to your elders. Because everything that's happening is too much for them right now. Be very kind to them. It's really too much. That just made me sad. There's just been too much change at once for like a lot of our elders to even be able to navigate. I am getting a younger audience though going through this too. Like I'm getting middle-aged and younger. This is happening too. Like the air, yeah. Yeah, the air. I just feel like there's a good chunk of people going through this, and they're basically like spiritually being given new jobs, basically, which will reflect in reality. Like, even if you're not actually getting a new job or a new career, your role in society is going to be different than it was before. And this is good. This is part of, like, this is a group of people that are laying, like, the building blocks of our future, that are going to be taking ethics into account, that are going to be fighting for things to be ethical. Not in a violent way either, but I mean, like, they're going to have the skill to negotiate ethics, to change people's viewpoint, the people who aren't thinking this way. I just keep hearing ethics is going to be very important in the next few decades because of all the technological advancements. But I am getting that we are being given more free will and more freedom, like less restriction on what we can access, because they keep talking about a class divide happening. Like, they keep talking about, people keep saying they're trying to get rid of the middle class and only have the poor and the rich. I actually see the poor having more resources and more access to, like, education and just whatever they need. I'm actually, like, seeing the poor having more access and more freedom. I don't see restriction in a way where, how do I say this? Like, I don't see happening what's been being described as like, oh, there's going to be this even worse class divide. I'm seeing that the quality of living worldwide is going to go up. But again, we're going to need more people who are questioning ethics, studying ethics, pushing ethics in this new, like, I'm getting the age of Aquarius is here. That's what I'm getting. I was getting something about this in another reading I did, and I don't know if I posted it. Like, the age of Aquarius is here. It's time. They've been talking about this for a long time. Because I remember being a little kid, like, my grandmother taught me a lot about spirituality. She was, like, my foundation to spirituality. I know, would you believe it? Would you believe it? A baby boomer teaching millennial me about spirituality. It's just not the norm, you know? But, and I remember asking her, like, when is the age of Aquarius? And she was like, we don't know exactly when, but it's coming. She's like, haven't you heard the song, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius. I can't remember the last time I heard that song, and I just woke up, so excuse my voice. But I'm getting it's here. And it makes sense because Aquarius is innovation. Aquarius is humanitarianism. Aquarius is abstract thinking. Inventing. Quirky. Aquarius usually are highly ethical. Aquarius get a lot of rap about being evil, but Aquarius actually normally is. Like, they have no problem being... Aquarius, people with high Aquarius places have no problem being rude for the benefit of the greater good type of thing. Like, they'll be rude to one person if it benefits multiple people. Like, Aquarius are really detached, but in reality, they really do care about humanity. You're just not seeing it because they're thinking on a more abstract level when they are like I said, they're too conscientious almost. They're too thinking about like people to the point where you might think they're rude. Like one single person might think they're being rude, but you're not thinking like far enough ahead if you think they're being rude to realize that, oh, they do have good intentions. Like, no, it's here. I'm getting that it's here. The age of Aquarius is here. The Knight of Coins and the Nine of Clubs. It's been a long haul, I'm getting. Like it has been. There's people been waiting for this. There's people who've been waiting. The change everyone's been waiting for is here. But it's up to us. And I'm not saying, like, if you're going through this, rush your lessons and rush your... This isn't like... No, it's all happening, like, at the perfect time. But I really am being cautioned, like, you need to pay attention. Like, don't fall into substances because that will stunt you. The Three of Swords and the Nine of Clubs. What the hell am I getting now? The Lovers. Lot of air. Gemini, Aquarius. Maybe Libra. The Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot about technology here. There's a lot about people... Why am I hearing worshiping technology? Don't worship technology. Do not do that. It's going to be important that you do not do that. Faith, make sure you keep your connection to the divine. Make sure you stay connected to the divine. So yesterday, literally in my head, what is that song called? Either the song's called Sponge or it's by Sponge. Plowed by Sponge. I believe that's what it's called. But it goes in a world of human wreckage. I'm trying to sing the main part. Say a prayer for me. Say a prayer for me. So I can't even remember the last time that I heard that song. It's old as hell. And yesterday in dead silence, I was like cleaning my house and it just started blaring in my head word for word. I couldn't even remember, like, I've never at any point, I think, learned all the words to it. And I knew the words to it. Because I used to be hella tone deaf when I was little. I used to always be like the person looking up lyrics on Google when I was old enough to use a computer. And I just heard every word in my head. Perfect. And when I like looked up the song and listened to it, I was correct. There's something significant about that song. Plowed by Sponge, I believe it's called. But it's like basically... And I wasn't sure what I was getting from it. It was obviously something spiritual. But now it's making sense in context of this reading. Is there's going to be pioneers. Like everyone's talking about the new earth. This isn't like some mystical, we're getting on a spaceship and going to another planet. This is, we're creating the new Earth. I was just taking a walk the other day through my neighborhood. Both times I walked through, this lady was listening to some good music. And I was like, she's like, oh, I love your dress. You're so pretty. Thank you. And I was like, I love the music you're listening to. It. Both times I walk by, you're listening to good music. And she just said, yep, it's on us, baby. It starts with us. That's just all she said. And it's like, this is what's happening. Like, there's going to be pioneers of this new Earth. And there's a decent amount of people that are being called to this task and being given new jobs. There's a decent amount of them. And it's just like, in a world of human wreckage, in a world of human wreckage, and say a prayer for me, say a prayer for me. Like, it's not going to be easy, and it's not easy. But these pioneers are, like, these people have went through a very specific spiritual trajectory to be able to hold this task, and they have special protection. There was something else I was getting to. There's somebody that you know, and they might not be close to you, but you know of them, and you've been friendly with them. When you met this person, like, this could be somebody at somewhere you frequent, like a store or a gas station, or like somebody in your neighborhood, a neighbor. There's somebody who's like been watching you, but not in a creepy way, and you've also talked with them. You'll like probably know who I'm talking about, honestly. But when they met you, they asked you something and like tested you, basically, like not in a bad way, but they were just kind of testing your morals. And you said and did the right things, and this person loves you, by the way. Not creepy way. They like genuinely care about you. They think you're an angel. And they pray for you, by the way. There was something about that. They pray for you. Yet not in a creepy way. They just see your... They see you frequently enough to see your states that you're in. And they worry about you. Because they think you're a good person. The Cancer. Yeah, they really care about you. And they really worry about you. And they pray for you. The Star. So there's that Aquarius energy. House of the Devil. Which this is one of the most interesting cards in these deck. There's a lady that's been poisoned in a mosque. I think that's what you'd call it, a mosque. And is being pushed out, like, into the graveyard. Okay, so... Queen of Clubs. I had a bunch of cards come out and I'm taking them. Two of Cups. And there's that Faith card again. And there's Queen of Swords. So somebody is... Fire and air are significant here. So communication and creation. Communication and creation are intertwined. You're going to have to collaborate. We're going to have to collaborate. We're going to have to, like, as a society, we have learned to, we're learning to distance ourselves too much. We're going to have to learn how to collaborate. And why am I hearing that the reason things have gotten so weird with collaboration over the past, like, decade? Like, it's because, why am I losing it? Oh, social media. And it's not the way you think. It's not, it's hindering in the way that social media has people like programmed a certain way. It programmed the memes you've looked at over the years and things of that nature that are pushed in social media have programmed you to not. They programmed you on a subconscious level that you're not realizing. Or maybe you do. Maybe you have realized that. Maybe that's why you don't like memes. 10 of Cups. King of Clubs. The Fire. Yeah, it's like there's that creation. And the 6 of Cups. Because this is a new way. There's new ways of creating being made available to everybody. Things are going to be more accessible. I'm hearing that. There's resources are going to be more accessible. The only divide is going to be the people who can think clearly, critical think, and work with others. And communicate, work on their communication skills. The 5 of Swords. What about this? There it is, the 3 of Coins and the 9 of Swords. People are afraid to collaborate. People don't trust each other anymore. And that's going to be a problem if you don't learn how to do that. If we don't learn how to work, that's going to be a problem. 6 of Swords. Oh, this was stuck to another card. Knight of Swords. Those are conflicting. 6 of Swords is like calmly moving away and Knight of Swords is rushing in. So that's kind of weird energy to come out. The Sun. No, that was the 6 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. The 6 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, so that does make more sense. That makes a lot more sense. I was like, that's very conflicting. I don't even know what to say about that. That makes sense. Something about peacocks and dogs. And the Sun. Yeah, there's clarity on like some of these people are getting left behind, dude. This is what when people talk about all the new earth that's coming and people are getting left behind. There's people who are just the shady, shisty, nasty people aren't going to make it very far. Is what I'm getting. They aren't going to make it very far. There is an overall improvement in humanity coming. I'm seeing it. It's going to be rough at first. It is rough. And not everything's going to be butterflies and rainbows. Corruption's going to be there no matter what, right? Like, people are just people. Human. But I'm not seeing complete destruction like everyone's talking about. I'm seeing innovation. I'm seeing the poor having more access. They're going to have to push themselves, but they're going to have more resources and more ways to access education, even if not formal. They're still going to have more access than they ever have. I'm tired of dropping cards. I'm not taking them. What happened there? Must have scratched myself in my sleep. The Taurus. Yeah, we're moving into a much more stable period. People overall are going to be... So all this chaos has been happening in the world is like calming down. As it's going to be. I heard... Because I don't want to say this to get my hopes up, but I heard things will stabilize in like a decade. But things are already... They're going to start calming down before that. Okay? Because I know shit's rough out here. Things are very different. But I did hear like things will like fully... It's a process that doesn't need to be rushed either. It's going to be perfection. Divine perfection when it's done. The Four of Cups. Somebody here is being gifted something by the divine and they're ignoring it or they're looking at it wrong. Also something about wheat. Something about wheat. They're looking at a gift from the divine as a burden because they're not seeing clearly what it is. And that's going to be different for everybody. I'm not getting one specific thing. I'm getting there's something you're viewing as a burden that's a gift. Yeah, fortune. There's something you're viewing as a burden that's a gift. Two of Clubs. I'm taking these. Queen of Coins. There's the stability coming in, like waiting. Everybody's waiting for a more stable energy to come in. Like, period. Everybody is. Collectively. There's been a lot of instability the past few years, period. Two of Swords. The Libra. What else we got here? The Eight of Clubs. Things are balancing out for real. This is... I just keep hearing it's all happening in perfect timing. Don't try to stress about the economy, the state of the world. Don't. It's all coming in perfect timing is what I keep hearing. Jack of Cups. Try to be more playful. We need more playful energy in the world right now. Try to be more playful. Everybody's taking everything too seriously. The Aries, yeah, get childlike. That's like advice for somebody here. Be more playful right now. Tap into your playful side. The Madman. Yeah, somebody... I think a lot of people need to tap into their playful side again. I think people are afraid to. The Knight of Swords. There's that Knight of Swords. Ten of Coins. I'm telling you too. This was something I was getting before the reading. The reason this is so hard for you right now, this like expanding of consciousness awakening thing you're going through, is because you're finally shedding. There's someone from your past who like had you brainwashed. Like this could be a parent, this could be a lover. This is somebody from a long time ago though. And they wanted you to view the world a certain way. It was very intentional. It was very wrong as well. And your mind is finally deconstructing the reality that they programmed into you. And when you come out of this, you're going to feel like, I just heard 10 pounds lighter. You might lose 10 pounds. And don't take that as you're heavy or anything, but I'm saying literally like this is weighing on you. And this could be energetically too. Like these beliefs and this worldview, this person, like I just heard beat in you. Someone clearly could have abused you and forced you, like literally psychologically conditioned you by using abuse to view the world a certain way. And this is a decent amount of people do. This is not just like one person. And this is the thing you need to focus on during this expansion of consciousness. Like, don't force anything, but when you're in meditation, reflect, you're going to know who the person is that I'm talking about. And I want you, when you're in meditation, to reflect on what beliefs are you still holding on to that this person forced into you. And they need to be re-examined. That will, like I said, don't rush things, but if you want to keep this process moving along properly, I would focus on that when you're meditating. Love you guys.